Hi, you are watching Arduino LED Effects Web UI. My name is Kashif Baig and I will be demonstrating a project that has been developed using a new MVC framework which promotes a professional software design. This is the last of 6 projects in increasing order of complexity. Visit my website to download the source code and framework libraries, and whilst you are there you can find out about my ebook, Arduino Web Development Pushing the Limits. It lays the foundations of a professional approach to web development using the Arduino platform. It has lots of coding examples and exercises to get you upskilled quickly. And so back to the presentation. The source code will build using the latest Arduino IDE, but I recommend using the freely available Visual Studio Code if you want to take advantage of Arduino server pages. Watch until the end of the presentation to find out more. To build the LED Effects Web UI project, you will need a network-enabled Arduino or compatible. You'll also need an Uno R3 connected to an addressable RGB LED strip. When in operation, the two boards will need to be connected to each other using their serial pins, but kept disconnected when uploading the source code. For this presentation, I will be using a Wemos D1 Mini, which is an ESP8266 based board. It's not intended to be 5-volt tolerant, so you will need to adapt accordingly. This project is an example of a distributed design where the D1 Mini hosts the web server and UI, and the Uno controls the LED strip lights. The boards communicate using a protocol that's similar to serialization found in frameworks like .NET. After everything is built and deployed, connecting a web client will show a screen with preset lighting effects. Pressing an on-screen button will start a lighting effect. You can design your own lighting effects using the color cycle config page. Scrolling down the page, you will see the API string that can be used to invoke your configured lighting effect. You can add the API string to your own button on the effect selection screen. The Lighting Effects UI class diagram shows the class dependencies. Settings sends and receives lighting effect values to and from the Uno controlling the LED strip light. Config model is used by effects config and selection views and interacts with settings. The deserializable message factory has the responsibility for instantiating the correct incoming message over the serial connection. The view helper has common HTML rendering methods. The layout view classes implement a master web page with navigation links, and the controller filters a HTTP request and serves an appropriate view. In the light controller class diagram, settings sends and receives lighting effect values to and from the web server. It mirrors the class of the same name in the web server. The deserializable message factory has the responsibility for instantiating the correct incoming message over the serial connection. Request receives high-level commands from the web server over serial. Color Cycler animates the LEDs according to the values in the settings class. Be sure to download the source code and adapt as required. Distributed application design and serial communication are covered extensively in my book, Arduino Web Development Pushing the Limits. A major advantage of using Visual Studio Code is that dynamic HTML and JSON content can be authored using Arduino server pages or ASPs. ASPs feature server-side scripting tags that professional web developers will be familiar with. To be able to use ASPs, follow the guidance on my website to configure your computing environment. New web projects can be created from the command line and opened in Visual Studio Code. If I now deploy to an Uno with Ethernet capability, we see starter web pages and a responsive navigation menu. If I paste some code into one of the ASPs and redeploy, when I refresh the browser, we can see the updated web page. And that is how straightforward it gets when you integrate the View Builder with Visual Studio Code. If you have any questions about this project, please leave a comment at my website. And remember to visit for updates and new tech projects. If you're watching on social media and found this presentation useful, please like and share. Thank you for watching.